Jersey Devil. Deep in New Jersey's Pine Barrens lies the Jersey Devil. It's described as having wings, hooves, and a piercing scream. The creature is said to descend from Mother Lee's cursed 13th child, which was born human but transformed into a beast. For centuries, farmers have reported mutated livestock, strange tracks, and sounds that echo through the trees at night. The Goatman's Bridge. The old Elton Bridge in Texas is better known as the Goatman's Bridge. Legend says that a black goat farmer was murdered by 3 Klansmen, and his body was hung from the wooden beams. His ghost, now part man and part goat, is said to stalk anyone who dares to cross at night. Visitors describe the sounds of hooves, glowing eyes, and scratches that appear without warning. The Bell Witch. Located in Adams, Tennessee, the Bell family was tormented by a malevolent spirit in the early 1800s. Known as the Bell Witch, it scratched, slapped, and spoke in mocking voices. At its peak, it terrorized visitors, and it even claimed to have poisoned John Bell, which eventually led to his death. The haunting became so notorious that even President Andrew Jackson reportedly investigated. The Brown Mountain Lights. High in the Blue Ridge Mountains of North Carolina, strange orbs of light appear along Brown Mountain. They drift silently, glowing in colors from white to red before vanishing off into the night. They were first documented in the 1600s, and they predate electricity, cars, or any logical explanations. Some people believe they're spirits of native warriors, others think they're ghosts of lost travelers. Scientists have studied them, but no one's ever been able to find a definitive answer. Lake Lanier. Built on top of flooded, predominantly African-American towns and unmarked graves, Georgia's Lake Lanier is infamous for drownings and bizarre accidents. Over 700 people have died there since its creation, leading to claims that the lake is cursed. Boaters report ghostly hands pulling them underwater, while divers describe eerie ruins and graves at the bottom. Locals warn that the spirits that it has placed are still unsettled, making Lanier one of the most haunted places in America. The Men in Black. After UFO sightings, strange visitors sometimes appear. Known as the Men in Black, they dress in identical suits, drive black cars, and often seem not quite human. Witnesses describe them as emotionless, speaking in robotic tones and asking strange questions. One case comes from 1967, when Robert Richardson said he was visited by 2 men in black suits only a week after crashing into a UFO. Richardson had previously taken a piece of UFO debris from the crash site and handed it over for testing, but upon telling the men that, they became angry and threatened him with, "If you want your wife to stay as pretty as she is, then you better get the medal back." The Night Marchers. In Hawaii, the Night Marchers are said to be the ghost spirits of ancient warriors. At night, witnesses hear drums and conch shells before seeing torch-lit processions moving through the darkness. Locals say to never look at them directly, and if you do, you may die. The only protection is to lie face down in silence, which shows respect. Many people still fear the Marchers, believing they guard sacred lands and punish those who disturb them. The Skunk Ape. Located in the swamps of Florida, this legend revolves around a creature known as the skunk ape. It resembles Bigfoot, but it's smaller, faster, and often accompanied by a nauseating smell. Reports of the creature date back decades, with blurry photos and strange tracks left behind. Some people believe that it's an undiscovered species, while other people think it's a hoax. But every year, new sightings are reported deep in the Florida Everglades. Bigfoot. Perhaps the most famous urban legend in the world, Bigfoot is said to roam the forests of North America. It's described as a towering ape-like figure, and it leaves behind giant footprints and a foul stench. For centuries, Native Americans have spoken of wild men in the woods. The Patterson-Gilman film of 1967 remains the most famous evidence of Bigfoot. The footage shows a hairy figure walking through a clearing. Other encounters, like the Washington 911 call, the Marble Mountain Bigfoot video, and the Freeman footage tapes, have done little to disprove Bigfoot's existence. Dudleytown. Located in Connecticut, Dudleytown is an abandoned settlement with a cursed reputation. It was founded in the late 1700s, and the town was plagued by madness, suicides, and tragedy. Legends claim that the Dudley family brought a curse from England that doomed the town forever. By the early 1900s, it was abandoned completely, and today hikers report strange lights, eerie silence, and an overwhelming feeling of dread while walking its ruins. I could make an entire video about Native American folklore, but for this entry I'm going to focus on the Wendigo, a spirit that's born from cannibalism. Said to inhabit those who eat human flesh, the Wendigo becomes a skeletal, starving creature that's cursed to hunger forever. Early settlers reported strange figures in the woods during harsh winters, their screams echoing through the trees. Even today, tales of Wendigo sightings persist across the northern US and Canada. Bunnyman Bridge. In Northern Virginia, a narrow overpass is known as the Bunnyman Bridge. The legend tells of an escaped mental patient dressed in a bunny costume and wielding an axe. Locals claim he slaughtered animals and strung them from the trees, and that anyone foolish enough to be near the bridge at midnight risks becoming his next victim. Though this story has never been proven, the bridge remains a hotspot for urban explorers and thrill seekers. The Fresno Nightcrawlers. Unlike most other cryptids, the Fresno Nightcrawlers are thin, pale, stick-like creatures that have been captured on home security cameras in California. They appear to be nothing more than long legs with tiny torsos, gliding unnaturally across people's lawns. Some people believe they're alien visitors, others think they're woodland spirits. But with only a handful of sightings, the Nightcrawlers remain one of the strangest and most unsettling modern legends. The Mothman. In the 1960s, the town of Point Pleasant, West Virginia, reported sightings of a large winged creature with glowing red eyes. Known as the Mothman, it was often seen near an old TNT plant. In 1967, the Silver Bridge collapsed, killing 46 people, with many linking the tragedy to the creature's appearances. Skinwalkers. In Navajo belief, skinwalkers are witches capable of shifting into animals, wearing their skins, and using dark magic. Witnesses describe them as fast, distorted figures that stalk roads at night, their voices sometimes mimicking loved ones to lure victims. Speaking their name is said to draw attention. Even today, stories of skinwalkers circulate across the American Southwest,